In the assembly shop, the installation of the propulsion motor is under preparation prior to slipping it into the aft section. The propulsion motor, weighing some 80 tons, is the largest and heaviest piece of equipment to be installed. This installation must be carried out in a particularly careful and precise manner, since the aim is to obtain the best possible alignment of the motor with the propeller shaft. After alignment, the propulsion motor is bolted to its foundation. The pressure hulls of submarines have to be perfectly circular within very narrow tolerances to enable them to withstand the enormous outside pressures of oceanic depths. The roundness is checked using two methods which complement each other: the compass method and the measuring bridge method. The data obtained is evaluated using a computer program. After the sections have been almost completely fitted, they are assembled part by part. The pressure hull is now finished. While the pressure hull is being closed, the free-flooded sections are mounted. After the installation of all the larger pieces of equipment, the aft section is finally slipped towards the main body. By using a mounting ring and hydraulic presses, the welding edges are aligned, assembled, and the circular seam subsequently welded. Even before completion of the first submarine, the working on the first sections of the second submarine is already being carried out. The energy storage for the operation of the submarine consists of over 900 battery cells. These are brought one by one into the boat, distributed among the 4 battery rooms in accordance with an installation plan, and electrically hooked up by copper bus bars. Advanced construction stage, the upper deck structures and the tower of the submarine are mounted on the hull. These structural parts are free-flooded during submerged operations. The diver's lock. the torpedo loading hatch. Both diver's lock and torpedo hatch are of pressure-proof design. Vertical and horizontal rudders and the propeller are mounted on their shafts. Their hydrodynamical form ensures the outstanding maneuverability of the submarine. Instead of the traditional launching, a special procedure is employed to let the submarine to water. First, the boat is hauled onto a floating dock. After years of planning and design work, the day has finally arrived. The submarine is so far completed that it can be slipped into its element. The doors of the assembly shop are opened, the floating dock securely positioned against the pier. A rail track and a greased launching way leading right up to the edge of the quay have been installed. Several pressure measuring cells are installed along the way to monitor the continuous shifting of weight. Their readings are registered by electronic devices. The pullout represents a technical challenge to Thyssen Nordseewerke, since it requires that a hull of over 60 meters in length and over 1,500 tons in weight be transferred from firm ground to the floating dock. The critical moment is reached when the weight of the submarine passes from the quay onto the dock. In tandem, two hydraulic rams push the submarine out of the shop. It rests on a sled, which runs on the greased way across the quay area and into the floating dock. The entire pull-out procedure takes a full day. Tugs shift the floating dock containing the submarine to alongside the quay, where the solemn ceremony of the christening is under preparation. In the presence of distinguished guests, shipyard personnel, and the future crew, the first submarine of the TR 1700 type was named Santa Cruz.
Als Vertreter des Oberbefehlshabers der argentinischen Marine begrüße ich Herrn Konteradmiral Rodríguez.
Para honor de la Marina, mi Marina, para gloria de mi patria, nuestra patria, yo te bautizo. Santa Cruz.
Following the launching ceremonies, the submarine is set afloat by submerging the floating docks. Berthed in Thyssen-Nordseewerke's floating dock, TR-1700 is ready to be transported to the shipyard's own submarine harbor, where outfitting will be completed. The floating dock is flooded. It sinks and the submarine is afloat. Now for the first time the submarine travels in its element, though only for a short distance and not under its own power. Two tugs tow the boat out of the floating dock over to the installation pier. TR-1700 is moored, and now the final stages of installation can begin. More than 90% of the work has already been completed in the shipyard's covered assembly shop. All of the remaining work will be completed here at the pier, particularly those jobs which, for technical reasons, were not possible inside the assembly shop, such as mounting the periscopes, a procedure requiring utmost care. The periscopes must be fitted and sighted with optimal accuracy. Upon completion of these jobs, the submarine is first tested at the pier. During this pier-side test, the function of all the equipment is tested.